Yo, what's good, y'all? This is your boy, Storm Sage. Real early this morning, I had to go ahead and jump in. Excuse the face. Beautiful face. Might be a little cold in my eyes. I woke up and immediately saw last Epoch EHG Derek with a post. Let's go ahead and see it. Look like we got the roadmaps. Let's go ahead and read through this, y'all. Good day, travelers. Today, we're sharing a deeper look at what's coming in Season 4, Season 5, and the last Epoch Orbis expansion. Inside this update, you'll find our revised roadmap, a new teaser, the launch date for Season 4, and the first details about its upcoming content. We're also pulling back the curtain on some of what you can expect in Season 5 and offering an early glimpse at the journey ahead in Last Epoch Orbis. We want to touch on our information release cadence and quantity for a moment. There's a delicate balance between keeping the community informed and keeping information hidden to build hype before a big update. We recognize that we've missed the mark in recent posts. So we're revealing much more than we usually would at this stage, but we still have plenty of details and exciting content to share on the lead up to Season 4's launch. Okay, so they're basically saying because of all the stuff that's happened, if you don't know, they bought into Last Epoch, or basically bought them, and they've already changed some things as far as paid content, paid classes, which again, this isn't my opinion on that video, but I just want to make sure that the community is kind of up in arms because of that. And so they have they're kind of putting some more stuff out there for this roadmap. They also put out a roadmap like a week or two ago. It was about a week ago. I'm sorry. And it was boo-boo. So they needed to do something. Before we get into the details of Season 4, let's take a look at the updated Season 4 and beyond roadmap that includes many of our current plans for Season 4, 5, and the Last Epoch Orbis expansion. Okay, so Season 4 is the one, When You Look Into the Void. I already read below. It's coming out in March, y'all. Seasonal mechanic, Omen windows, okay. Echo chains, corrupted items, corrupted altars, okay. New rogue skill, okay, so the rogue's getting some love in this new season. Blade Storm expanded to full skill, perfect. Rogue and Spellblade updates. Primalist animation overhaul. You already know I'm a Primalist boy, so that's interesting. I don't like how it's just animations and some rogue animations. Then we have Season 5, Face the Wrath of a Raging Demigod. Seasonal mechanic, Rage of Mortalis. New in-game boss, or is that Morditis? Is that Mortalis or Morditis? Jesus Christ, I can't tell. New paladin skill, Radiant Lance. Radiant Lance, Radiant Merchants Guild, and Circle of Fortune improvements. New uniques and set items, and balance and skill changes. Okay. And then the big one, Last Epoch Orbis. This is their major expansion. And PS5, and when the PS5 launched, free for all existing owners of Last Epoch. And just to also add, they got bought off by Crafton because they want to release on consoles, and they couldn't do that before. So they needed a partner. They needed someone with more money than they were able to bring in to do that and expand what's going on. And that's the secret sauce, I think, that's different from Last Epoch to D4 to PoE, PoE 1, PoE 2, and as well as D4. Those are all across all systems, whereas Last Epoch was PC only. So even with the amount of money or amount of, it's a pretty decent ARPG. They have some pretty nice in-game climbs you can do. Again, we're not going to get into the weeds about it, but for a ARPG, it has some decent climbs, some decent chase items. It has maybe, arguably the best crafting system out of the big three. And so there's not enough reach. It's just PC only if you want to play it. And now with their deal with Crafton, they're coming out for PS5. 2 new story chapters, finally, and conclusion of the Orbis saga. New endgame and pinnacle bosses, Orbis, Uber Orbis, and more. Major skill system expansion, skill sigils, okay? Combat audio overhaul, animation overhauls for Sentinel, Acolyte, and Mage. PC performance upgrades. That's a little long out for those. Monolith of Fate update, corruption tiers. Monolith of Fate update, etched time stones. Major user interface and gamepad changes. Okay. Quality of life and balance improvements. New uniques and set items. And based on this coming out in March, if they continue with their current trajectory, we're looking at a year out for this Orbis update, y'all. A year out. So keep that in mind. We're going to be running up into 1.0 launch for PoE 2. Their last Epoch needs to make sure to tighten that window a little bit so they don't run into that. Season 4 feature overview. Season 4 is aimed to be a well-rounded patch, bringing a new seasonal mechanic, itemization, improvements to existing systems, some class updates, quality of life improvements, new uniques, set items, and more. Let's talk about the new seasonal mechanic, Omen Windows. Okay, this dude looks pretty sick. I ain't gonna hold you. Looks like a void monster from League of Legends. Omen Windows. I was about to say Vel'Koz, but I meant to say the queen herself. Oh man, I can't think of her name. Yikes. I'll put it on the screen if I want to. I'll put it on the screen. Rek'Sai. There we go. Rek'Sai. In Season 4, travelers will encounter tears in reality known as Omen Windows. These fractures reflect the moment the observer fell into despair and pulled fate itself into darkness. Omen Windows appear as a new type of random encounter throughout both the campaign and the endgame. When you discover an Omen window and step into its area, the window shatters into a fragmented ring and draws out an omen, an entity created from pure void and the observer's madness. This begins a relentless assault of fractured enemies emerging from the shards. Defeating enemies inside the ring expands the area and progresses the encounter. In the first phase of the encounter, the Omen cannot be damaged or debuffed. It stays elusive while tethering to and empowering elite fractured enemies. After enough waves are defeated, the Omen destroys any remaining enemies, absorbs their strength, and then engages the player directly. Omen windows scale in difficulty as you move through the campaign and continue into the monolith, with higher levels of corruption. Higher tiers reward players with increased item quantity and improved item quality upon completion. Okay, here's a little preview window here for y'all. Okay, let's a little shattered. Windows. Okay. Omen window rewards. Omen window encounters offer a trove of valuable rewards, including runes of corruption and time glass fragments, which we will talk more about below. In addition to these, you will earn corrupted altars and omen idols, which we will reveal more details about closer to the launch of Season 4. Corrupted items and rune of corruption. By players slay omens, they may drop runes of corruption. This rune can be used to corrupt an item, modifying it unpredictably. Okay, so there we go. We're dipping into the vault. We're dipping into the vault gems of corruption from PoE. So they're adding their own spice to it. Okay, so they're coming at okay, GGG or EHG. They're coming at each other. The resulting item may emerge vastly improved with new modifiers and effects that can only be obtained by corruption, or the item may be downgraded or completely ruined. Will you take the risk of corrupting one of your best items? This is okay. I mean, it's a great added kind of thing to crafting. When you can do those those Val orbs, you can do those corrupted in this here, the runes of corruption. I don't like how it's like bar for bar, bar for bar, the same thing, but I get it. It's just a good thing, and they added it. And they all the ARPGs borrow from each other and copy each other's homework. So I guess it's okay. As we get closer to Season 4's release, we'll explore in more detail the myriad of outcomes and power that can be gained by accepting the risk of corrupting your items. And there you go, the Rune of Corruption, the big boy. It looks sick though. I like how this looks way better than the Vow Corruption worked. All right, but those are peak. You know, those are history. Can't. Sorry, I said anything. Time Glass Fragments. Time Glass Fragments are a new multi-use currency that can be used to trade for specific items, including Runes of Corruption and new woven echoes. Additionally, Time Glass Fragments may be used during endgame, where a more challenging variant of the Omen window encounter called a Greater Window may appear as an echo objective. Completing this encounter reforms the Omen window into a Time Glass core, which allows you to spend Time Glass Fragments to modify your echo web and add echo chains. Okay, so that's a nice little added, a little bit of added blurb to the end game. So that's cool. Kind of like a juicy mechanic. It's nice. All right. Echo chains. Echo chains are a group of sequential echoes that reveal all of their links as soon as they appear in the monolith's echo web. Several types of echo chains revolve around specific mechanics, allowing you to continue engaging with those mechanics over multiple echoes. You'll then finish that chain with a related, more rewarding echo, such as a Conquer Tower, the one where you fight multiple nemesis. Each link in the chain provides a quick portal to the next echo, removing the need to return to the monolith panel between runs, keeping you in the flow. If you want to engage with echo chains more frequently, there's also a new Weaver Tree node that increases the spawn rate of these chains, or you can add them to your web via the Greater Window encounters mentioned above. As Season 4 approaches, we'll go into more details about the specific types of chains you'll encounter. I like that. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna have to edit that. Where does the music come from? That's funny. New rogue skills. We are excited to keep adding and expanding to masteries on the road to the last Epoch Orbis. And with Season 4, we will be adding 2 new skills for the rogue. Some rogue love, y'all. Shadow Rend. Shadow Rend is a new rogue ability that can be used with either melee weapons or a bow. It serves as a high impact, high cost option that ties directly into the rogue's broader shadow toolkit. Activating Shadow Rend triggers a swift initial strike and leaves behind a shadow that unleashes a far stronger delayed attack. That shadow then persists, allowing other shadow interacting skills to make use of it. This will, of course, include a highly customizable skill tree for Shadow Rend and will provide more detail closer to the launch of Season 4. Examples of the ability in action can be seen below. All right, let's take a look. Okay, a little Shadow Clone out, and then with a huge, like, wide slash. Shadow Clone out, wide slash. Okay, I like it. It looks cool. Ranged. Ooh. The range part is more like just almost like a projectile disc throw kind of thing. Okay. Blade Storm. Blade Storm is a new standalone skill inspired by a fan favorite node from the Humble Blades tree. It hurls a spinning blade to a target location, tearing through anything caught in its path. Because players consistently ask for this skill augment to be expanded, we've built it out into its own full skill, complete with a dedicated skill tree offering a wide range of new customization options. Umbral Blades will be receiving new options as well, since Bladestorm's functionality is being moved from its tree. That's pretty cool. That's pretty big. If you enjoy watching a relentless spinning blade hunt down enemies on your behalf, this one will hit the mark. Here's a preview of Bladestorm with the Shuriken Storm node, which allows your shurikens skill to be triggered while Bladestorm is active. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay. Spellblade updates. Okay, I'm interested. I want to finally run a Spellblade character, probably this next league, or we'll just do Primalist again. Let's be honest. Many of the Spellblade updates coming in Season 4 are aimed at improving the effectiveness of triggered spells. An example of how we're going to accomplish this is by changing Spellblade's previous mastery benefit from mana spent on melee attacks is converted to ward to 30% of added melee damage on weapons is also gained as added spell damage. We're also adding additional defensive options throughout the passive tree, including additional armor, dodge, and ward generation options. There are also new sources of mana recovery, such as Blade Conduit or the reworked Flame Drinker, which has taken the effects of Volka's Razor. See some node changes below. Blade Conduit. You have additional mana. When you indirectly cast a spell, you gain a stack of Blade Conduit for 4 seconds, up to 5 stacks. Each stack grants increased mana regeneration. Okay, that looks cool. Flame Drinker. Your melee attacks deal more elemental damage. Multiplied with other modifiers if they cost 10 or more mana. Okay, so even though it's called Flame Drinker, oh, here we go. When you directly use a melee attack that costs 10 or more mana, all fire aura stacks are consumed to restore mana per stack. There you go. I was going to say it's called Flame Drinker, but just looks like it increases elemental damage. And then if you do at least 4 points into this one, your fire aura stacks are consumed to restore mana for you. While improving Spellblade skill trees, we've also added additional spell triggers in several places, such as Flame Reeve triggering Fireball and Lightning Blast, and Shatter Strike triggering Glacier. Thermopile. When you directly use Flame Reeve and kill an enemy or hit a boss or rare enemy, you cast Lightning Blast at a random enemy within 6 meters. It's pretty cool. This effect can occur a limited number of times per 2 seconds and consumes a percentage of Lightning Blast's mana cost. Unrelenting Winter. Ice Spikes have a chance on hit to create a random sized glacier, consuming a percentage of Glacier's mana cost. That's pretty cool too, that glacier skill. Scorched Earth. When you directly use Flame Reeve and kill an enemy or hit a boss or rare enemy, you cast Fireball at a random enemy within 6 meters. This effect can occur a limited number of times per 2 seconds and consumes a percentage of Fireball's mana cost. We'll share more changes to Spellblade in upcoming posts, including improvements and ways to gain fire art. Jesus Christ. I thought I was dying. Talking. Hey, I need water. Man. Combat feel. Enemy hit reactions. One of our ongoing goals is to make combat feel more visceral and responsive. You've likely seen this evolve across recent updates through improvements to animations, sound, and visual effects. In Season 4, we're pushing that further with a significant enhancement. Enemies now visually react to your hits through new additive animations, explicitly crafted for each enemy type. This update has been applied across the entire game. The change may seem subtle at first, but it meaningfully improves the impact and clarity of combat, making every strike feel more connected. You can see it in the action video below. All right, let's take a look. Yeah. Okay. I mean, looks good. I still think that out of the three, and when I talk about the three, D4, PoE 1, well, I guess 4. D4, PoE 1, PoE 2, Last Epoch. When I think of these 3 to 4, Last Epoch is still just a smidge behind in the animations and the graphics section of the other two. PoE 1 is an older game, but it has a certain charm to it, you know. Animation updates, Primalist and Rogue. Here we go. Primalist. As part of our ongoing animation improvements across the game, the Primalist is receiving a full set of new animations in Season 4. Several of the original early access animations have been rebuilt or reimagined to make combat feel more impactful and movement noticeably smoother. Okay. The Rogue is also receiving a series of targeted animation updates in Season 4, focusing on the areas that make the biggest impact, such as throwing animations, new idle states, run cycles, and evade motions. We're committed to elevating animations across the entire game ahead of Last Epoch Orbis, so you can expect updates for the remaining classes in future releases as well. Other updates, loot filter updates. Loot filters are gaining new functionality as you continue refining how you track down the items you care about. You'll now be able to filter by forging potential, legendary potential, Weaver's Will, and Weaver's Touch, along with newly added additional drop sound options. Nice. Your existing filters will still work, and these new options can be added to them at any time. More updates to the loot filter will be shared as we get closer to the patch release. Uniques, new set items, balance, and skill changes. Season 4 will, of course, include new unique items, many tied to the new content and mechanics. For example, some uniques will come pre-corrupted, nice, or support our upcoming rogue changes. There will also be plenty of balance updates, skill changes, and other quality of life improvements. Here's a sneak peek at one of the new unique items coming in Season 4, Rai's Embrace. Let's see here, +6 attunement. This is nice. It's for the shaman. Increase minion fire damage, chance to ignite on minion hit. Okay. Summon Spriggan and summon Storm Crows. Okay. Oh, I converted the fire. Boo. Your summon Spriggan Storm Volley gains +1 projectiles and timber. All right, y'all. So my mic cut out right around here. So sorry about that. That's why the outfit changed. But let's finish off Season 5 feature overview. Season 5 is still a ways out, but we'd like to provide a high-level overview of what the teams are working on. More information will be available as we get closer to its release. New seasonal mechanic, Rage of Morditas. Freed from his icy prison, the demigod Morditas rises to feed on violence, growing stronger with every drop of blood you spill until you're inevitable confrontation. New in-game boss, Morditas. Morditas' power grows as you continue to participate in the Rage of Morditas seasonal mechanic. Major item faction improvements. We're improving the player experience with the item factions, including quality of life upgrades and reworks. For example, how the player interacts with prophecies. Oh, I thought there was going to be more. For example, how the player interacts with prophecies. New paladin skill, Radiant Lance. We're expanding the paladin's skill set with Radiant Lance. This new skill will imbue the player's shield with light from above and project forward in a focused beam. Prioritize existing content updates and improvements are included in all patches, new items, balance changes, etc. Last Epoch, Orbis. As we push forward with the content for Seasons 4 and 5, we're also deep in development on our first full expansion, Last Epoch Orbis, and preparing the game for PlayStation 5 release. While it's too early to share everything, here is an overview of what we're planning to include for free for all players who own Last Epoch. 2 new chapters to expand the ongoing story of Last Epoch, including the conclusion of the Orbis saga. New in-game and pinnacle bosses, Orbis, Uber Orbis, and more. Major skill system expansion, skill sigils. Developer note, this system has expanded significantly from the early roadmap version that originally targeted a seasonal release. We decided to invest more resources into the system because of what we feel it will bring to the game. We have already spent more than a year in development, and work on sigils will continue right up to the expansion's content lock. Monoliths, corruption tiers, nice. Monolith, etch timestones, major UI and gamepad improvements, performance and optimization as well. The extensive optimization work required to bring Last Epoch to PlayStation 5 will also deliver performance improvements for PC players. Combat feel and visual improvements, combat audio overhaul, additional unique and set items, new enemies, woven echoes, quality of life improvements, balance changes, and more. And finally, he mentions, we're excited to bring this content to you, and we'll be sharing more details as we get closer to each release. Your feedback plays a meaningful role in shaping what comes next for Last Epoch, and we're actively monitoring social channels, in-game reports, and community discussions. We appreciate your passion and ongoing support. As always, we'll see you in Intera. So this is a nice little, I mean, I looked at some of the comments and the replies, and people are excited. People like this this type of content uptake, and this roadmap is way better than what they kind of threw at us before. And it's probably, you know, to be honest with you, with that date of March, they probably felt like that's going to be looked at kind of, you know, badly by the community. But do what you got to do. Get quality content out there. We have plenty of games to play, plenty of ARPGs to play. But that's enough of that. I just wanted to go over some of this information, show you some of these things. You have to tell me right now. Let me know down in the comment section below. Do you care about them pretty much adding Val orbs to last Epoch? Do you feel like they should have came up with a new mechanic or adding that corruption mechanic bar for bar in last Epoch? Are you okay with that? And also, are you okay? Are you okay with what they're coming up with in the next year? Again, this Orbis League, based on timing and how they're coming out with content, we're probably not going to see that until next year winter. So are you okay with waiting for this amount of content till then? Let me know down in the comment section below. Again, you fine sages, you have a wonderful, beautiful, amazing day. And remember to always follow your ninja way. Peace out, y'all.